Hi guys, this is your girl Wakaji Kamore and welcome to Reflections by Wakaji Kamore. Today we are going to be looking at Proverbs Chapter 16 and I am glad that we are finally halfway through the book. It is 2 months in. This should have been done in Jan, but let me tell you guys, we are here. We said this is about the journey. It's not about the destination, guys. It's not about us getting to the book of Revelation. It's about this journey. And I'm loving the journey. I love the pace. It could have been faster, but I still love the pace. So today we are looking at Proverbs chapter 16. I'm going to be reading this from the easy to read version. If you haven't read the chapter, let's not do this. Just pause me. Like, let me be silent for a while so that you can read the chapter for yourself and understand what it is that the Lord wants to speak to you about. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm going to trust that you have done that and I'm going to start reading the chapter. All right, this is what it says. People might plan what they want to say, but it is the Lord who gives them the right words. Ooh, I love that. Because me, I need this. I need this because sometimes I feel like I plan the things that I want to say, but when it's time for me to say those things, I'm just like, my words mepotea. May the Lord give me the right words to speak at all circumstances. Verse 2, it says, people think that whatever they do is right, but the Lord judges their reason for doing it. Turn to the Lord for help in everything you do, and you will be successful. The Lord has a plan for everything, and in his plan, the wicked will be destroyed. The Lord hates those who are proud, and you can be sure he will punish them all. Faithful love and loyalty will remove your guilt. Respect the Lord, and you will stay far away from evil. When people live to please the Lord, even the enemies will be at peace with them. It is better to be poor and do right than to be rich and do wrong. People can plan what they want to do, but it is the Lord who guides their steps. When the king speaks, his words are low. So when he makes decisions, it is never a mistake. The Lord wants all scales and balances to be right. He wants all business agreements to be fair. I love that. Kings hate to see anyone doing wrong because kingdoms grow strong only when everyone is honest and fair. Kings want to hear the truth. They like those who are honest. When a king gets angry, he can put someone to death. So it is wise to keep the king happy. When the king is happy, the life is better for everyone. When he is pleased, it is like a refreshing spring rain. Wisdom is worth much more than gold. Understanding is worth more than silver. Good people try to avoid evil. They watch what they do and protect themselves. Pride is the first step towards destruction, and proud thoughts will lead you to defeat. It is better to be humble. It is better to be a humble person living among the poor than to share the wealth among the proud. Good things happen to those who learn from their experiences, and the Lord blesses those who trust him. People will know if someone is wise. Those who choose their words carefully can be convincing. Good sense is a spring of fresh water to those who have it, but fools can only offer foolishness. Wise people always think before they speak, so what they say is worth listening to. Kind words are like honey. They are easy to accept and good for your health. Oh, I like that. There's a way that seems right to people, but this way only leads to death. This specific verse has been repeated in many proverbs now, that there's a way that seems right to people, but that way only leads to death. And why is it that it only leads to death? Because you're doing something that is right only for you. You're not consulting the Lord. You're not taking any wise counsel. You're just doing what you think is right. But most of the time, because the heart is deceitful, is that you're doing something that is not right. What is it called? Think about that. Ponder on that. Verse 26 says, the thought of hunger keeps the workers working so they can eat. Troublemakers create disasters. Their advice destroys like wildfire. Troublemakers are always causing problems. Their gossip breaks up the closest of friends. Cruel people trick their neighbors and make them do wrong. With a wink of the eye, they plan to trick someone. With a grin, they make plans to hurt their friends. Gray hair is a crown of glory on people who have lived good lives. It is earned by living right. It is better to be patient than to be a strong soldier. It is better to control your anger than to capture a city. People might throw lots to make decisions, but the answer always comes from the Lord. All right, cool. Again, a full chapter that is full of a lot of nuggets of wisdom, just from Solomon, a lot of wise sayings and wise statements that we really need to just sit and ponder on. Like you can literally take like one verse and just ponder on that for a while and then move on to the next verse. Today, 3 verses really popped up for me, and that's verse 1, 3, and 9, and I'm just going to read them again. Verse 1, it says, people might plan what they want to say, but it is the Lord who gives them the right word. Verse 3 says, turn to the Lord for help in everything you do, and you will be successful. And then we have verse 9 that says, people can plan what they want to do, but it is the Lord who guides their steps. Planning for the future, of course, is not a bad thing, but we need to keep in mind that our plans are not always God's plan. We plan for the future, but ultimately it is God who directs our steps. The truth is, we know very little about the future. We know very little about ourselves, even with the whole self-awareness era. We know very little about ourselves, but God knows the future, and He knows the direction we need to take to develop into the people that He wants us to be. We should always remember that God's plans are better than our plans. He's more faithful. He's a more faithful guide than our own hearts. Again, the Bible have said that there's a way that seems right to a man, but it only leads to death. Because the Lord is a better guide. Because He knows better than just our hearts guiding us. If He doesn't permit the plans of our hearts to materialize, we must trust the plan of His heart, and that plan is better than ours could have been, or we could have ever imagined ours to be. We are little people living little short lives, and we have little limited perspectives. And it should come naturally to us to trust the Creator, whose perspective is so superior to ours. His plan is so superior to ours. His ability to see the future from the end, from the beginning. I mean, we don't even have that capacity. I mean, He has the capacity to order our lives and to guide us through life. So maybe the reflection question is, does your planning happen prayerfully? Are you asking God to show you His will over your life? Are you asking God to show you the steps? Are you asking God what it is that He wants you to accomplish? Or are you just merely writing your goals down? Are you merely planning things from just the leading of your heart? And then also, if something goes wrong, or so that something goes not as planned, do you prayerfully trust that it is God's plan? Do you trust that this is God's plan? Do you trust that the Lord loves me enough that even if this bad thing is happening, I know that the Lord is going to work it out for my good? Because then you have taken time to trust the Lord and to trust and to prayerfully ask Him, even in your planning, what His will for your life is. So again, I pray that even as you do your planning, that you will plan prayerfully, that you will ask God what it is that He wills for your life and what it is He desires for your life, and ask for His guidance, because He's the one who guides our steps. And then also, if something doesn't go as you put it on the notebook, as you planned it, trust that it is part of God's plan. Trust that even if it's not part of God's plan, that He is able to take it and turn it for your good. That for me has always been like the most comforting thing that I've ever honestly had from the Word of God. The most comforting thing I've ever had from God is just the knowledge that He is able to work out everything that happens in my life and work it out for my good. Because I know that I love the Lord, and I know that the things that I'm doing them because this is a purpose that God has placed over my life, or placed in my life. This is the purpose why the Lord created me. I am working towards whatever is it that the purpose of God for me is. And so I know that He will work out everything for my good. Thank you so much for listening, and see you tomorrow.